What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, in the last 2 years here at the channel, covering a wide variety of news cycles, mostly for Avengers Endgame, but the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole, there were sometimes headlines I would see and instantly didn't believe and wouldn't even give them the time of day here at the channel, but very rarely did I see a headline that I didn't want to believe, and today's actually may be a mixture of both, but if you haven't seen already, we'll sure to see making its way around the normal Hollywood trades and in all the normal spots these headlines run, that Hulk is soon to be killed off in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and this seemingly coming from the same source that originally leaked his involvement with Disney+. We're going to break down where this is coming from, what it would mean for Mark Ruffalo's Hulk character, why there are a lot of signs that could lead to this, but at the same time, one huge fact about the Hulk that sort of makes this impossible, or at least for now, unless the MCU plans on changing this. We're going to break it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including a limited edition Infinity Saga box set. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So as I mentioned moments ago in the prologue, this is coming from the same source that originally leaked that Mark Ruffalo would be involved with Disney+ and most likely the She-Hulk television show. As we've covered here at the channel, he's actually responsible for Jennifer Walters being turned into the She-Hulk when he donates his blood for a blood transfusion after she's been shot, and surely if they're going to have this play out during the Disney+ television show, they're going to need Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner involved, not because we the audience needed to suspend disbelief. We're already all the way in on a Marvel Cinematic Universe. We don't need any help with that, but it's the touch and quality we've come to expect from the MCU, the connective tissue. If he truly has an important role to play during that TV show, then he should at least show up in a couple of scenes, and there's no reason to assume that he wouldn't. He's been pretty vocal about the fact that he's already talked to Marvel Studios about what to do with the upcoming Hulk storyline. Now, we'll get back to that, but coming from the same source revealing that Hulk would be involved with the She-Hulk television series is that he will meet his end at the hands of the Red Hulk, who has now been leaked several times to be the protagonist during that upcoming She-Hulk series on Disney+, and really there's a lot of things leading up to that. We're going to see Thaddeus, General Thunderbolt Ross, upcoming in the Black Widow film. We know he's been around for the greater part of the Infinity Saga, and a lot of key scenes kept around when other characters won't, and has been heavily linked to the formation of the anti-hero team in the Thunderbolts coming up here in Marvel Phase 4 or Phase 5, a production that's had leaks and rumors surrounding it really for the better part of the last 24 months. All of that aside, even though it does work nicely into a story that seemingly makes sense, before we enumerate all the reasons we're super skeptical of Mark Ruffalo's Hulk being killed off in the next 2 years over at Disney, there's one specific thing that has happened in the comics that does give us pause. And real recently, Bruce Banner the Hulk has in fact been killed, contrary to popular belief that he is immortal, and by none other than one of the core Avengers that's still alive and well and could pull off this comic book storyline in the MCU. That's Hawkeye. Crazy to think that he faced off against Thanos with an Infinity Stone and could meet his end at what's self-admittedly one of the weaker Avengers in Hawkeye. What happens quickly in that story is that the Avengers find out that Bruce Banner has in fact been testing on himself again with gamma radiation, much like he admitted to doing during Avengers Endgame, and also much like his place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And since the Age of Ultron, it's been quite a while in this comic book run since Bruce Banner has quote-unquote hulked out and cost lives, but in a moment where Clint Barton thinks he sees a flash of the Hulk, making good on visions they've had that he is in fact going to turn into the Hulk again and kill a ton of people, he puts an arrow through his eye. Now, without getting too much further into the story, again, this is Civil War II, highly recommend it. It's a great read. Clint Barton is brought in to answer for what he's done and reveals that Bruce Banner actually requested that Clint kill him in case he turns into the Hulk again, and this is again to save a lot of lives, as they've had visions that Hulk is going to Hulk out and do exactly what we're watching here and what he's known for in the MCU before they truncated his strength and turned him into Professor Hulk. Why I find this all interesting is if Mark Ruffalo has already talked about what they want to do with the Hulk over at the MCU, and as hard as I find it to believe that they would take his character out of the MCU, something we're going to talk about in just a moment, then it could be that they do want him to lead to one of those crazy power levels, make good on one of those power sets we so desperately want to see in the MCU, something like a World Breaker Hulk, and that in fact would end up pitting him against the rest of the superheroes, as if you remember what happens during the World Breaker Hulk storyline, he kills a ton of the Avengers, the X-Men, he basically kills everybody. He steps on the eastern seaboard and breaks it off. Now, as much as we'd all love to see that in the MCU, this is again reporting that it would come at the hands of Thaddeus Ross, Red Hulk. And yeah, we know he's had a hard-on for Bruce Banner's character ever since the Edward Norton iteration over a decade ago, but I'm just not buying it. They've basically set Hulk's power level on par with Thanos, them both surviving the snap with damage to their arm, meaning they're basically impervious to all sorts of physical damage, and until future notice, it's going to take a lot to kill off the Hulk, and something I don't think they're going to be ready to show in a She-Hulk Disney Plus series. Plus, why bring back Mark Ruffalo only to kill him off instantly? And I think we're starting to see the repercussions of maybe letting go of some important characters in too early at that. Guys, in the Marvel comics, no one ever really dies. They bring back superheroes and supervillains all the time, even in main continuity 616 runs. They retcon things, people end up showing back up when you thought they were dead. No one is ever dead and gone, truly, and for some of these actors who thought they were ready to move on from the MCU, and as we're hearing about Robert Downey Jr. and his attachment to Iron Man, may have ended and just too soon. Now listen, Chris Evans has been adamant about not coming back to the Captain America storyline, not being Steve Rogers again, because of how well they stuck the ending and the landing with that, and didn't want to ruin it unless it was a story that really needed to be told. But for some of these other main Avengers, we still have yet to see what we want out of their characters, especially for the Hulk, where the fans were calling for one thing and Marvel Studios served up basically the antithesis, the direct and equal opposite to what we wanted. We wanted World Breaker in a rematch with Thanos, and instead we basically got Beast. Yeah, I said it. Here's looking at you, Chelsea Grammer. My point being, if they're bringing Mark Ruffalo's Hulk back, and with all of the different Hulk storylines they could tell and still use in the MCU, way down the road, not in the next couple of years, they don't have to rush anything, well then there's no point to killing off his character. You don't have to do that for extra poignance. We've already put the punctuation mark on the Infinity Saga, and a character like his who's thought to be semi-immortal anyway, but then can live on into future generations of the MCU, especially when we get to something like Secret War, well then we sure want to have a character like his around. The way we feel about it, the more Hulks the merrier, which leads me to my final thought. Just how many Hulks are we planning on having in Phase 4? We already know for sure that we're getting She-Hulk, and most likely that we're getting the Red Hulk, and we've already run a couple of exposés here at the channel about Amadeus Cho coming in his version of the Hulk, and then even getting Hulkling as part of the Young Avengers in an upcoming series. There's going to be, well, rather a ton of them, but again, that doesn't matter. That's always been the comics. Heroes live forever, they always come back, and one thing's for certain, there will always be a Hulk. I think personally there's way too much left on the table for Mark Ruffalo to do, something they don't have to do soon, but that eventually do have to make good on for Marvel fans, or will always be nice to have in the bag in a way that we won't get to cash in Captain America or Iron Man in the future, and well, it would be nice to have the Hulk. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. Specifically that they would even kill the Hulk off during a She-Hulk Disney Plus series. That just doesn't feel right, right? Also, considering that Bruce Banner said that he put a bullet in his mouth and the Hulk spit it back out, I'm just having a hard time believing that Hawkeye's going to put an arrow through his eye, or that Marvel Studios wants to bring him back and kill him off in a Disney Plus series. You don't ever have to explain why he doesn't age now that he's sort of in this perma-Hulk mode with CGI. Just leave his character on the sideline until it's another good time to use him. I don't know, maybe you guys disagree. Let me know in the comments down below, and quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 650,000 subscriber mark. We're headlong into that, we'll easily hit that by month's end. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and that'll automatically enter you to win the rest of the prizes here at the channel, like the limited edition Infinity Saga box set. We gave the first one away on New Year's Eve. We'll be giving the second one away on the 2nd anniversary of the channel in the end of April. If you want to be entered to win either of the PlayStations, the limited edition Infinity Saga box set, or any of the other prizes we give away here at the channel, all the way up to $1 million over the next couple of years, hopefully, then all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell with notifications turned on, leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, and if you've missed any of those past winner announcements, especially here real recently as we've given away something like 5 or 6 PlayStation 4 Pros since December, no worries, all you have to do is scroll back through the channel, look for the winner announcement in the sub count in the title, click on that video and scroll to the end. My name's Michael Roman, this is Everything Always, guys. Thanks so much for checking out the channel, and stick around, we will be posting again real soon.